clarify how we proceed within the Amexem-Moor-Empire as nationals when we amalgamate.
I see. All right. Well, um, the Amexem-Moor-Empire Department for the Interior has a sub-department called Department for the Admissions. Those seeking to become an Amexem-Moor-Empire national go through a process as set forth by Department for the Admissions. The Operations Director for Department for the Admissions is Distinguished Noble of the Imperial Court, Sheena Ali Bey. So, as a rule, it's pretty straightforward. Parties will approach us and they get classified. Someone that's curious, they be looking at particular material about us. Some of them proceed to become an interested party. An interested party is someone that is a little more than curious, not necessarily coming aboard as one of us. However, they are intrigued enough to interact with us periodically. Some get to a point where they respect the work that we do, who we are and how we proceed, and why we proceed in the manner that we do, that they see what we do resonate within their spirit, to the point that they decide that they would consider becoming one of us. They become what's known as a candidate. So curious, interested party, and then a candidate. A candidate will go through the final stages in their mindset where they're preparing. Can I take on the role, the responsibility? Can I live that lifestyle? Because there is no pause, there's no timeout, there's no on or off switch. Either you are or you aren't. There is no in between. And folks who are around us long enough know that, well, the Amexem-Moor-Empire, the way they proceed is they're kind of strict, like as in they're really strict in terms of how they think, act, and speak. Their language is very precise. Their behavior patterns are very precise. And for some, that's a lot of pressure. For some, that's, well, I'm kind of comfortable with how I engage in stuff. However, there's purpose, there's process, protocol, and procedure with the Amexem-Moor-Empires, and they don't joke around. So before I make that decision, let me just see how it sits in my spirit for real, for real. When they get to a certain point, though, they make the decision that, no, I can live this, and it's actually right for me. It will help me to grow, to evolve, to develop. That discipline, that character building, yeah, I like that. And without pretense. For them, it's all about business. It's not about pretense. It's about, no, this is why we do this. It's our babies being the offspring, our offspring being the motivation, enough for us to be better and how we think, act, and speak at all times. To be examples unto those babies that we make, to our posterity through them. When they get to that particular point, now it's like, oh, I have to go through a process now, which is basically the interview. So you have a questionnaire. You can find it online and you can fill it out. And you get an appointment, which you can now, in the modern era, you can get your interview on Telegram. There's a whole chamber for it. So you go through the interview process. If you are approved for the amalgamation, we'll get to that in a moment. As you go through the interview process, basically we're going through your questionnaire. Why would you want to become one of us? What do you bring to the table? Why should we let you come in here? More important, once you get here, why should we let you stay? Because you do know it's hard to become an Amexem-Moor-Empire national. We don't play those games. However, it's even harder to stay. We have to earn our right to be here on a daily basis. Train and pull your weight, meaning train, read our material, master our material, study the material, pass all exams, and pull your weight. The work that we do is uncommon. How we think, act, and speak is not the exception. It's not the rule. It is vastly on our own. Most folks are analog to us and we are digital to them. Because we engage in process, protocol, and procedure that does not devolve into rules, regulations, and codes and statutes. We don't play the games that folks are familiar with. What we do, we operate within confines of that which is honorable, right, and just. Are we perfect? No. Are we pious? Absolutely not. Do we always get it right the first time around? Definitely not. That's not an excuse, not a so-called license not to. So we hold each other to a particular standard. Meet it or don't come. Because you won't be allowed to stay. And when we first got started, on more than one occasion, I've thrown everyone out to start all over again. Not afraid to do that. We keep it pure here. What I mean by that is we have a laser focus on process, protocol, and procedure. And no, you're not immune. It applies to everyone. Every national, every official, every constitutional monarch. So no, the rules apply to you. What happens is it's supposed to go through the orientation process when they amalgamate, and they figure, oh, maybe they'll soften it. No, they're not really all that strict, are they? And they find out real quick, oh, they meant what they said. Yes, and you're in contempt of your own agreement. You agreed to these things when you amalgamated, and now that you have breached that agreement, why are you here? And folks find out real quick, say, no, you can talk all the smack you want, but we're going to open up the record. Is this you? Is this you? Because we record everything. There are reports for everything. Is this you? Let us know when we lied. So folks know, they come to us, bring your A game. When we go through a questionnaire, what are your talents and skills? Why are we asking? We're looking to determine which department or sub-department we're going to assign you to, if there's slots available to assign you at that particular time. Why? If we have you assigned to what your passion is, then you'll do better at that particular duty that you've been assigned. Sometimes we don't have slots available in that, so you have to go where you need it. You have to serve where needed. That's just the way it is here. However, we don't lie. We give it to you straight. It might be uncomfortable. You might not like it. It might be very, very uncomfortable or embarrassing for us. However, we didn't lie to you. We gave it to you straight. Now act accordingly. This is where you've been assigned. This is what you'll be doing. You report for duty, you report for training. And this training, and that training. This process, that protocol and procedure, you must master. This language, you must master. Because the departments and sub-departments have their own language. And you have to master the language.